guys, I'm here today with you to do a first impressions on a palette that just launched this month. In case you guys aren't aware, it is the Serpentina palette by Kat Von D. It's got a total of 8 shades in it plus a loose pigment, 2 matte shades, and the rest are either a shimmer or a satin, and of course the loose pigment is like a really vibrant, like metallized gold color. I haven't swatched or touched anything yet. I'm excited. Like, I just ripped this out of the package when I got home because I saw that it had arrived in the mail, and I'm just now opening it for you guys. It came in a black cardboard box that has the shade names as well as the loose pigment name on the back and ingredients as well, and it talks about the inspiration for the palette. So basic, you know, Kat Von D packaging. The palette kind of emulates the box. It says Serpentina palette on the front, and it's got a little cross here for the middle. It's a really thick cardboard. It's got a little edging, like embellishment here, and then on the back it's got the names again, as well as having the names printed on the inside with the shades and the loose pigment. I'm trying not to blind you guys. This is what it looks like when you first open the package. Now I am going to do swatches of these. Oh, I'm so excited to touch them. You have no idea. And I want to compare a couple of the shades to my Kat Von D Vida Loca palette. That was the 2015 holiday release. I love the pigmentation and colors in my Vida Loca palette. It is my favorite colorful palette to use because the pigmentation is just great. Like, I can't even name a miss in the palette. Every single shade in that palette's great. So I couldn't resist picking up the next generation of colorful shadows from Kat Von D, as well as the launch of their first loose pigment, which is super exciting. So I'm gonna quit rambling now and I'll go ahead and get on with the swatches. I'm gonna start my swatches by swatching everything in the Kat Von D Serpentina palette first and then doing my comparisons above them. So I'm gonna start with the first 2 shades here. Blood Milk is the first shade and Medusa is the name of the second shade. Oh my god, I can tell you just from first touching these that they are so velvety. Like, I don't even know how to explain that. Like, I'm gonna get a little bit more of that reddy orange. I thought this was gonna be more of a burgundy when I saw the swatches on the website. They're not swatches, when I saw the palette on the website, but it actually, it's showing up a little orange on camera, but it's definitely like a blood rusty red. And then the gold is more of a dark antique gold color. The next 2 shades are called Anik and Queen. And I'm gonna go ahead and swatch those for you. I think Anik is a shimmer. It does have glittery chunks of gold. And Queen looks more of like a satin. So this one is Queen and this one is Anik. Just look at how pigmented those are. I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, sorry, I like stuttered there, but it's hieroglyph? Yes, hieroglyph, like an Egyptian hieroglyph. And Nile, which you can definitely tell this is a like Cleopatra Egyptian themed palette. So far every single one of these shades has felt like velvet. Like, just look at those 2 right there. That one is hieroglyph and this one is Nile. It's a beautiful sapphire blue. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these for you. Okay, that was really crooked on my part. Can you guys tell I'm like the worst at swatches? And then the last 2 eyeshadow shades in the palette are Scarab and Venom. Scarab looks like a deep emerald green. Ooh, that's gorgeous. And Venom is a matte purple. It's the only other matte in the palette. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch these right here. Whoa. Oh wow, okay. I have to get a little bit more on there so you guys can really get the full effect. Holy crap. Okay. That's insane. That is gorgeous. I'm just staring at the green one because this is giving me life right now. I've got to play with that. Oh my god, look at that. That is gorgeous. Sorry. I think I'm like love at first sight right now. Oh, I just want to touch it again. Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. And these are so pigmented, guys. They are staining my fingers when I'm trying to like wipe them off. So definitely pigmented. And look at Venom. Isn't that just like the perfect, the perfect matte purple? It's like a pretty little Barney purple. Loose pigment that comes in the palette, it is removable, and then you can tuck it back in its little hole. Oh my goodness, guys, look at that. Okay, go ahead and swatch this puppy. Get my one clean finger left, my pinky, and I'm hoping that this pinky swatch will do this pigment justice because it's pretty. And we're gonna swatch it right here. Ooh, jeez. Look at that. It's like a mustard gold. And just look at that. That's almost like straight up gold. That is gorgeous. But just to repeat the names here, we have Medusa, Blood Milk, Queen, Anik, Nile, Hieroglyph, Venom, Scarab, and Pharaoh. You really need to get this palette. This is insane. Like, look at all of this. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the comparisons for these with my Kat Von D Vida Loca palette. Now, the first similarity that really stuck out to me was Scarab and the shade Lemmy, which is this like foily green here in the palette. And I'm just gonna go ahead and take that on a finger, just like that, and I'll do finger swatch comparisons too. I went ahead and picked up Scarab on this finger and Lemmy on this finger. Already on the fingers, you can tell that in the palette, they look way more similar than they are in real life. Once you get them on the skin, those are two completely different shades. And I'm just gonna swatch the two right here on the back of my arm. Oh wow, those are way more different than I thought they were gonna be, because in the palette they look almost identical. But if you look at that, Lemmy is like a brighter green with almost brown undertones, and Scarab is a straight up emerald green. Those are two completely different shades. Another similarity that kind of came out at me was the shade Hieroglyph and the shade Harpsichord. Not sure how to pronounce that one, but it's like another metallic orange, and that's kind of how Queen is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pick both of these up. This finger, which one was it? Okay. This finger was Harpsichord, and this one was Hieroglyph. On the fingers, guys, I hate to say it, they're looking pretty similar, but let's see what the swatches tell us. Okay, so if you're looking, Hieroglyph is a few shades darker than Harpsichord. Harpsichord is more of a bright orange. Hieroglyph is more of a darker fall orange, but they've both got a really similar metallic sheen. Honestly, these two shades are very similar. More similar than Scarab and Lemmy were. different still. I mean, come on, if you're one of those people that wants every shade, selection, and tone in the rainbow, then you need both of these. But if you're someone that's just buying this for the burnt orange color in the palette, and you already have the Vida Loca palette, it may not be worth it for you, for those two particular shades. Okay, the next similar shades that I found was the shade Queen out of the Serpentina palette, and the shade Rewind from the Vida Loca palette. And this is what Rewind looks like in the palette. It's a slightly metallic-y satin, like a burgundy kind of color, almost like Queen is. But I have a feeling Queen is going to end up being more bronzed. I'll go ahead and pick those up for you. Okay, yeah. This shade is Queen, and this one is Rewind from the Vida Loca palette. Already on my fingers, I can tell you Queen is more of a brown tone, whereas Rewind is more of a mauvey red. But let's go ahead and swatch, shall we? Okay, yeah. See, when you swatch the two of those side by side out on my arm, they don't look a thing alike. Like, Rewind is, compared to Queen, Rewind is definitely more in the red family, and Queen is definitely more in the brownie bronze family. They look so similar in the palette, but on the arm, definitely not the same shade. Okay, and then the next similarity that I had was, I actually thought that Venom, the shade Venom, the light purple, was going to be very similar to the shade Anthem. Yeah, see, this one is Venom, and this one is Anthem from the palette. Anthem is definitely more of a purpley pink, whereas Venom is more of a cool toned, dark lavender pink, or not pink, dark lavender purple. It's definitely, it doesn't have any pink in it at all. And the more I look at this this Venom color, the more I think it would make a pretty look if you had the shade Coven by Kat Von D on your lips. Just saying. I may have to go buy that lipstick now just to wear it with Venom. But let's go ahead and swatch. And right off, I can tell you that this one is definitely a matte, and this one does have a little bit of that satin texture that I was telling you about. I don't know if I can catch the shininess on camera, but on my arm, Venom looks so much darker and more true purple than Anthem does. And the last two shades that I personally thought were going to be similar would have been Blood Milk and Backstage, which, did I just say Backstage? I think I'm thinking of the lipstick Backstage Bambi. I'm so sorry. Destroyer. I don't know how I read Backstage out of that, but Destroyer in my Vida Loca palette is right here. This one right here is Blood Milk. That sounds like such a perverse name, but it's so cool. Blood Milk. If you just say it a few times, it gets disturbing. And then Destroyer here is the bright fuchsia pink, but I'll go ahead and swatch them right here. And you can definitely tell that Blood Milk is more of a red, brownie red in comparison, like a rust blood color red. And Destroyer is way more of a fuchsia corally pink family than Blood Milk. And the last, now that I'm like looking at the palette, I think the very last one I'm going to mention here that's even remotely similar to anything in the palette might be Medusa. Because I can see people thinking Medusa looks a little bit like the shade Legend, because they're both that metallic-y satin finish, and they're both in the yellow gold family. But here is Legend. It's a very pale metallic yellow like that. Here's Legend, and here is Medusa. Two completely different colors, but this would be the closest match in the palette, and I'm going to swatch them right here for you. I mean, looky there, like, Legend barely shows up. It's a light, shiny yellow, but you can see they both have that metallic sheen, so in pictures online, you may interpret the two as being similar, but Legend is definitely a paler yellow and Medusa is definitely an antique gold color. Honestly, Medusa is more similar to Pharaoh, the loose pigment in the palette, than it is to Legend. I do hope that you all enjoyed this video and you enjoyed my insanely awkward swatches and my comparisons. I hope it was helpful, and I'm sure I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, bye!